So on stop is a method that is called just before the on destroy. It's again an event that happens in an activity life cycle. Here we have already discussed this once, wherein we were discussing how the developer here in the example has stored or saved all the data through content values. The content provider that we will be discussing in the future, we will what they have done here is that they have used the on stop method to save all the data before the activities are eventually getting destroyed in the on destroy using the on destroy method. uh, there are a couple of things which I want to highlight here. Once your activity is stopped, the system might destroy the process that contains the activity if the system needs to recover memory. Now this, I believe, is one of the most important things that you have to understand as an Android developer. The system will take certain calls as and when required, depending upon the memory that is being utilized by your phone, right, overall. So in case your user is using 20-30 apps at one time, and this could be a case wherein they are in the background, they are running apps which are consuming a lot of data, and which are consuming a lot of processing, because now there are umpteen number of apps out there which actually take a lot of memory space. In such cases, the Android OS takes a call, and this is something which is not in your hands as a developer. So in some cases, the Android system will help you out, wherein, for example, if you have some data put in edit text, then the Android system will itself save that data in itself, and you don't need to save that data which was typed by user in edit text widget. But you don't want to be, until and unless you find this in writing in Android developer docs, you don't want to take any chances. So accordingly, save all the data in different methods when they are called. On destroy is called before the activity is eventually destroyed, and this can happen when the activity is finishing. It could be due to an finish method that is being called by the developer himself or herself, in case they want to destroy the activity, and the system is temporarily destroying the activity due to configuration change, such as device rotation or multi-window mode. So when the user changes the changes from landscape to portrait, or they switch from a single window mode to multi-window mode, this method is definitely called. It also has an event, on destroy event, and that's about the on destroy and on stop methods. Now we will briefly touch upon this topic, which is activity state and ejection from memory. Now this is a scenario which basically tells us in what cases you can assume that the likelihood of the process being killed by the Android. Now the system kills processes when it needs to free up RAM. The likelihood of the system killing a given process depends on the state of the process at the time. Now if I were to take you back some 2 or 3 years back, the such situations were not really there, because suddenly a lot of vendors had started providing a lot of RAM for being used in their phones, and the number of apps, or let's say the amount of RAM that these apps were consuming, was not significantly high. But today we know that there are these phones which have got good RAM with them, but the apps also have become very demanding. We are not only talking about apps like Facebook or Tinder. These are still relatively, they are very conservative in their usage of RAM, but there are apps out there which let you process your videos while on the go. Such apps require a lot of RAM consumption, and such apps will definitely be killed if they are in the background and not visible, right? So Android OS will take a call, and it will say that I need to kill this process of this app which is right now in the background. If you have a very simple app which is very less demanding, it has very not very demanding in terms of the resources it uses, then it might not be killed, right? So this table can be referred to whenever you are deciding upon if you need to save the instances or not. Now let's talk about saving and restoring transient UI state and other topics in our next video.